Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. Now I am so excited to be filming this today because I'm playing around with sport makeup. If you watched my April Glossybox unboxing, you'll remember that I got a SportFX brow pencil in the shade Brunette. This intrigued me so much so that I thought I would go and have a look on their website and buy all the other makeup. Sports Direct has a stand of all the makeup they have there. I'd recommend just going into a Sports Direct and just having a look. There are testers there, so you can, you know, swatch it a little bit. I'll quickly just rattle through all the products I've got, not in detail because I'll go into more detail as I put them on. But we've got the brow product, we've got a primer, we've got an eyeliner, concealer, a BB cream which is going to act as our foundation, a duo powder and bronzer compact, a fixing mist which is going to be our setting spray, a little mascara, a recovery lip balm, and they sell a little brush which is made for their products. So we've got like a flat top sort of buffing brush this end for the cream products, which is the foundation and concealer, and then we've got a powder brush on the other end for the powder. And lastly, there are some face-off makeup remover wipes, and you get 20 wipes in this, and these are for the eyes and face with micellar technology. All of the prices for everything that I use today will be down in the description bar below, and I will leave kind of Sports Direct's website and SportFX website to where you can find it. So the first product we're going to use is SportFX Cooldown Primer and Recovery Gel. So taking it out of the packaging, it's bright blue, which I've never had with a primer before, but that's very intriguing. It is very cheapy plastic, I don't know if you can hear that, very cheapy plastic packaging, but that's not a big deal. And this was £9.99, which if it works is not a bad price for a primer. You have got quite a lot in there. You get 30ml in this little tube, and yeah, without further ado, let's try it on. Oh, it smells of coconut. I'm not a massive fan of coconut, but I don't mind the smell of that. It's interesting that they claim this doesn't have any redness on your skin afterwards. It kind of, oh wow, it's got a very funny tingling sensation, kind of cooling, I guess, which is what they claim. I'm just going to put a little bit more because that's sunk right into my skin. It's got like a tingling sensation all around my face, which is the weirdest thing I have ever experienced. If you've ever used a lip plumping lip gloss, you know that feeling you get on your lips? That's exactly what I'm experiencing all around my face. It's not unpleasant, it's just a very weird feeling. So the next product I'm going to go into is the SportFX Balancing Boosting BB Cream, and this has got SPF 20, and I've got mine in the shade Fair. To be honest, just looking at the back of these boxes, I've noticed, I'm not reading the whole thing out because it's like a whole freaking script, but there's a lot of vitamins, there's a lot of natural ingredients. So here it's in this BB cream, it says infused with green coffee bean, and in the primer it said it's got aloe vera, complex E, C and F, so they're very good for your skin, I can imagine, because it's got all of these vitamins in. So the foundation just comes out in a little squeezy tube. You get 30ml in here, which I think is about average actually, which is 1 fluid ounce, and this was £12.99, so it is a little bit more expensive than some drugstore foundations I own, but it's affordable, especially if it works. And if you're only using this to go to the gym, or you're using it for a very long day of exercise, you wouldn't necessarily be using this every single day, so it's not bad. I'll be applying this foundation with their brush that they have. I'll be using the flat top side here. This brush was £10.99 I think, which actually isn't bad, like isn't a lot of money for a brush. Oh wow, that's not what I was expecting. It's actually quite dense. It's not as dense as my Real Techniques Expert face brush, but that's just because it's a different shape. I still have high hopes for this. And the powder brush is very fluffy and lovely. It's actually thicker than I was expecting it to be. It is, you know, very solid. It's not runny at all. So yeah, let's just apply this with the buffer brush and see what it's like. I think I have the wrong shade. This is very light. Oh my god. Okay, first impressions on the brush. I hate it for foundation. It's just not solid enough. There were only 4 shades, which is pretty horrific when you think of how many shades of skin there are. But I went for the fair rather than the light because I thought the light looked a little bit orangey, but maybe that was a mistake because looking at my face I am white. The whole brush thing is not working out for me. It's applying better with a sponge, but I do not like this foundation. This is not even covering up what I'd expect it to cover up. It's thick, but it doesn't cover up anything. Like I can still see my skin through it. I mean, it's fine if it were skin-like, you know, as in it was supposed to look like natural, but it's just a little bit, I don't know, it's like a weird formula. I'm not sure. I'm going to go in with the concealer. I also got this in the shade Fair. It's kind of a little bit like the Maybelline Age Rewind in the sense that it's got like a sponge here. I think I've got the right shade for concealer. Just wasn't the right shade of foundation, which is a bummer. Oh, you guys, the concealer's doing the same thing as the foundation. It's balling up. Why? Again, I don't actually think this is concealing, it's just kind of making my skin lighter, which is exactly what the foundation was doing. It wasn't covering my face up, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't making my skin look good, it was just making it look paler. So that concealer was £8.99. I would definitely not pay for that ever again. I'd rather buy the Age Rewind by Maybelline or the Maybelline Fit Me. It's just a much better concealer, and this is making me look it's not making me look great. So I want to go into the bronzing and powder duo. You open it and you've got the powder, you've got a nice mirror in there, and then you slide this back like that. So you slide it back and you've got the bronzer, which this is the lightest shade of bronzer, so I'm hoping it's not too pigmented, otherwise we're in trouble. Oh my god, now I'm looking in this mirror, the foundation's really bad. I'm just going to I think I'm just going to cover the whole face in an attempt to try and make my face a little bit darker, but who knows, this could be a disaster. Do you know what, I'm actually going to say I really love this powder. It's not too chalky, it's just kind of going over the skin really nicely. It is very hard to tell because that foundation was so horrifically bad, but we're just going to go in to the bronzer and kind of try and warm up the face a little bit with the same brush. It's actually a really lovely bronzing powder. It's not too warm and it's not too cool. So yeah, I quite like this powder. I'm just going to bring this bronzer a little bit more to the cheeks. I wouldn't normally do that, but we haven't got a blusher and I'm looking extremely pale. So I'm trying to take a tad, just a tiny bit onto the cheeks, just to kind of bring a little bit of colour back into me. And I'm trying to drag it down the neck a little bit as well. Okay, this was £15. No, not for £15, not today. You can get better things from Rimmel. You can get their Naturally Bronze, I think it's called, by Rimmel, and their Stay Matte. And I think the Stay Matte's £4 and their Naturally Bronze is something like the same price, I think, like £4 or £5. So for the price of 10 quid or 9 quid, you can get a much better powder set, if that makes any sense. I'm just going to use a MAC 224 and just go in on the bronze shade, and I'm just going to kind of just run that into my eye a little bit, just to add a little bit of dimension to my eyes since that concealer was so pale. Just kind of want to make it look a little bit shady. We will then be going into the little eyeliner. It covers with a brown on one end, which is not a bad brown actually, it's swatching quite well. And then on the other end there's a little black one, like so, just the same nib, quite black. It's not bad. It's very pigmented, and I'm just putting the black here, just when we put the mascara on, it's just going to make the lashes look a little bit fuller, like where the root is. So it's just a really good trick if you want your lashes to look a little bit more full, a little bit more like jet black. I'm just going to put a little bit of brown on the lash line, just up here. Okay, so my verdict on this eyeliner is it's a nice eyeliner. It's very creamy, it's very easy to apply. Would I buy it again for £10? Probably not. I have some others that I like more. At the moment I am obsessed with the Model Co one. That one's so creamy, it smudges out, it smokes out, it's beautiful. This is just, it's nice, but it's not my favourite. I probably won't buy it again, but I will continue to use it. So next we're going to go into the Sport Stamina Mascara, and this claims to last for 8 hours. It's kind of like in a little tube. Oh, the wand is very weird. It's a curved wand. It's thick enough to kind of grab hold of every single lash and just push them up. It's actually a really nice mascara. It's a little bit messy in some places, like I've just got it on my lid here. So now we're going to go into the brow pencil that I pretty much swear by, to be honest. I love this, and this is what's made me buy all of this. I just freaking love this thing. I just think it's bloody amazing. I don't typically wear brow pencil or like crayons or whatever you want to call it, gel, in my brows. I use the MAC what's it called, charcoal brown eyeshadow in my brows. So lastly, we're going to go into this little lip balm thing, and it looks really weird. It looks like a little mushroom. Doesn't it look like a little mushroom? Kind of a little bit like the EOS lip balms. Oh, it's very moisturising. It does have a little bit of a pink tint, like my lips are a little bit pinkier. So finally we're going to go into the Timeout Face and Fix Face Mist to set all of our makeup. And it just comes into a little tube like this. It looks a little bit like the Smashbox one, I feel. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. It's nice and small, so good for travelling if it's good. Oh, it's like a really, you have to hold it. Look, watch this, hang on, ready? It's like, it's nice. But it's like you have to hold it down. It's like a proper finger workout. I don't know, don't mind it. It's a bit weird smelling. Since adding that mist, it's just made everything just look a little bit better, a little bit more dewy, a little bit more natural. I'm gonna go about my day, I'm gonna do a few things. I will be sweating because I'm going to go for a run. Not in this jumper, but I will be going for a run, just around the block, just you know, get the face all hot and sweaty, see if it works. Okay, so what do I think? I've been wearing this makeup now for around 6 hours. It's not bad, you guys. I went on about an hour to an hour and a half jog slash run slash walk slash dying attack on the floor. So starting off with the primer. Definitely an interesting purchase. I really enjoyed wearing it. It's £10, so it's a purchasable again. It's not too expensive for what it is. So yeah, these little guys, the BB cream and the concealer, they have an interesting texture. And what I mean by that is, I don't know, they kind of ball up a little bit as I apply it, but maybe that's because it doesn't work with the primer. Just because it comes from the same brand doesn't mean it will always work with the same primer. I'm not gonna, you know, put these in the corner straight away. I will be playing around with them a little bit more, see if they work with different things. The powder I actually quite enjoyed. I actually quite enjoyed this powder. The bronzer was really nice. The powder's really nice. You get a lovely mirror in it. I won't even stop over this for a sweet minute because I love this brow product. My brows, I feel, look as good as they did when I left. The little eyeliner is an interesting one. It's not really there anymore. I mean, it's nice, but it's not really there anymore, to be honest. So it's okay. The mascara is an interesting one. Will I use this again? As a waterproof sport mascara, probably yes. There was no fallout under my eyes, there still isn't. It's a good mascara, but I can think of many, many more in the drugstore that are cheaper and still worth your money. But if you're after a black waterproof mascara, then this isn't bad. It's not bad. So the lip balm. I really enjoy this lip balm. It's really nice and creamy, and it's really small. Just chuck in your bag. I really like this. Finally is the SportFX Face Mist and Fix. I feel like this is the one product that made everything else look good. This was only £6, so for the tiny amount you get, that is quite expensive, but you didn't need too much because the mist was so like fine and takes ages to spray. You needed like 2 or 3 sprays, but yeah, it was really cooling and it felt like my makeup just locked in when I wore it, so I highly recommend this one. And of course, I nearly forgot, we had the brush. This was awful for liquid. It'd be good for like bronzing and contouring. So now we've come to the end and I'm ready to take this off. So I'm going to use the Face Off Makeup Remover Wipes. So there's 10 eye sachets and 10 face sachets like that. So each sachet looks like this. So you've got your eye sachet and your face sachet, and it just says on the back of the eyes, use eye wipe to remove even the strongest waterproof eye makeup. Dab gently onto eyes until all traces of makeup are gone, and this is oil based. And the face one says, use face wipe on skin, removing all traces of sweat and makeup, restoring your natural healthy glow. This feels bone dry. Okay, oh, it's really oily. Oh! They're very soft. It feels like I'm putting a flannel on my face rather than a wipe. Oh wow. It's really weird. It's like a dry. It is like a dry wipe. I can't explain it. It's like putting a dry flannel across your face but watching makeup come off. If you're, say, going on holiday and you're going to a water park or something and you want waterproof makeup but you want to be able to take it off without taking loads of products with you, these might be ideal. The only negative thing I'm going to say about the eyes wipe is that it kind of does leave a bit of an oily film, which is really gross. I really hate that. But let's be honest, if you're, like I said, at a water park and you want to carry around minimal products and you want to get that makeup off, it's done the job. it's very easy to wash your hands afterwards, you know, so I'm not going to knock it for that. It does say it's oil based, so okay. So this one is much wetter. It's kind of soapy almost. My face feels so fresh and clean. These makeup wipes work. Look at that. So the question is SportFX makeup good? I think it's very hit and miss. I'd say the top things for me that I would recommend are the wipes. I thought they were really cool. I've never really seen anything like that before. They're so compact. These are great, and I think for travelling for £3, it's not bad. The facial mist for £6, okay, it's not a lot of product, but it did the job, and I really noticed the difference when it went on my makeup. So I'll be really interested to see how this works with other makeup that I know works for me. So yeah, really love this. The next little product I thought I wouldn't recommend, but I really love this. Obviously £5 is quite a lot of money for the product, but I think it's just so easy just to go, done. When I was out jogging, I noticed that on my lips they didn't feel greasy or waxy, they just felt nourished, and I like that feeling. I hate waxiness on my lips, so I really like this one. And of course I'm going to recommend the brow product. It would be really pointless if I didn't, because this is what started me off buying all of this stuff. I love this so much, and I can't recommend this enough. If this is the one product for me that you must go buy. So yeah, those are my 4 recommendations out of all the products if you were to get any. The primer was great, but I can understand if some people probably wouldn't like all the the peptide-y sort of feeling of tingling, so therefore I'm not going to recommend it, but if you're in the mood for it, try it out. I did think it was very cool, and I'm excited to try it again. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you can kind of gain some inspiration, or kind of gain some knowledge of what SportFX do as a brand. I really want this brand to expand and to really work on their products a little bit more, because I think it has potential. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! I thought I would endeavour, which I imagine is going to makeup. All the makeup would be down below. This is of all of the all of balancing, boosting, BB. What? SportFX. This that it's. Yes, come on, just come past my house with your massive motorbike. Come on.